28, plays 25. And the umpire holding the ball aloft. New on to get us back underway in the ruck. Working with Marshall. Marshall eventually gets it out. And he picks it up and kicks it long inside the 50 for the Roosters. A high ball. Heppel couldn't quite take the mark. Working there is Keeble for North Ballarat. Yule just taking his opponent off the footy. Keeble there again. Almost dragged down the tackle. Managed to get the handball away, but he's turned it over. Working there was Simpkin. He's dispossessed. Players diving in on top into attack here for North Ballarat. No one going anywhere, and the umpire will throw the ball up. A long way back. 83 points for the Roosters. Can't see them doing it tonight. Lanyon, the last player to get up, just did a really good job over the top of the pack there. Not sure whether he was the designated ruckman, but he came from a long way out to push it over the boundary line, and we'll have it thrown in.
He can fly, can Gash.
He can. He does a great job. And you've seen a lot of these players, Crooksy, advance through the TAC Cup system. Ball thrown back into play. Tapped out. No one can get clear. Lanyon does again, working with Keel. He's dragged into the turf and Pink holding the footy. Good tackle, McNeese. He'll take the free kick for the Bombers.
His normal serviceable game, Benny McNeese. Works well. Bombers. Big Gash Newen. Releases by hand. Gets it over to Grimer. Works backwards to go forwards. McKernan handballs backwards. Now McNeese looking for Heppel. He loses his feet. Gets up again. Good work by Simpkin. Quick by hand. Back to Heppel. Bit of a loose ball. Eventually they get it to Grimer. Cool in a crisis, Nathan Grimer. Just kicks it backwards.
That's experience again, isn't it?
McNeese, left foot. Across the ground. Big Sam Michael, the big fella, goes out wide. Oh, nice take. Got one in the comic cuts to James Polkinghorne. He goes wide. Now the Dons moving forward.
Hams.
Porky Hams kicks inside 50 and we've got the mark. That was a beautiful transference of play. Sam Grimley has marked this directly in front. He'll kick from 29, 31 metres out. And we want to see an avalanche of goals at this end of the ground, Pete.
I think a few of the Roosters fans just exiting the QEO as we speak. I think this one well and truly done.
Sam Grimley comes in, leans back on it, and that is to the left, behind. A little bit hit and miss in front, Sam Grimley. That takes the score on to 16-13, 109. North Ballarat 3-7-25. 3 minutes in to the last quarter here in Bendigo.
Ball brought back into play. It's a long ball. Goes to the player at the back. That was nicely done. As the Roosters work it up towards centre wing. Going nowhere in a hurry. You hear the play on from the umpire. Just stagnant the Roosters tonight for most of it. Keel. Well, he's been outmarked. And here's Sam Michael, half back for the Bombers, who kicks short, goes to Grimer. Handball inboard. And again, just the experience factor. Hams back to Grimer. They've got all the time in the world here. And the kick goes in short. Dempsey, safe hands again. At defensive 50. He kicks up the line. Rod getting into the back there of Long, and the Bomber will take the free kick. Jake Long
continues to impress, Pete.
He does, as he kicks further afield. Does well. They've got plenty of players here who are just lining up for this ball, and a long one inside the 50. McKernan did well to hold Austin out of the contest. He goes off the ground.
Get out of here.
And it's called play on. It's eventually over the line. So it was touched.
Touched off the boot.
It was touched off the boot. And we're just waiting for that ball to come down. Eventually it did.
He just volleyed that out of the air.
He did. Missed the lot. It went over the line. Luckily, it would have been out of bounds on the full. So deep into attack here for the Bombers. Ball thrown back in. Beats the initial pack. Marshall trying to pick it up. Can't do so. Roosters in all sorts of trouble. But Rittman caught one around the shoulder and he'll take the free kick. So North Ballarat, tough night tonight after the win round one against Coburg. Bosley. He goes short. They've just got players on that outer side, right near the Bombers' change rooms on that outer side of the ground. We're going to go from one side of the ground to the other. The kick goes in short. Webster takes it. He goes short, finds Lanyon. Still inside defensive 50 here. The Roosters. Lanyon setting up to go near the boundary line. That's not a bad kick because keeping in Keeble, taking a strong mark. Centre wing grandstand side. Right in front of the grandstand. Goes on with it. And long and high. A bit of holding going on, but it all accounts for naught because picking up his Ferry. A little problem with his shoulder coming out of half time, but no problem since then. Finds Michael, picks it up off the bounce, and he goes across the ground. Beautiful. And Dempsey is there, and he takes the defensive mark and goes in short.
He finds Jonathan Simpkin, who goes into the centre square. Garsh Nguyen. He's between centre half back and the centre square. Switches play. Oh, it just pulls up short. They don't take the mark, North Ballarat. Now they've got numbers. They come over the top. Kicked inboard by Lyle. Now the Bombers turn it over. Ashby, good work. Now by hand. They get it over towards Grimer, who kicks along the line. It's close to the boundary line, Pete, and I'm guessing it's out of bounds.
It is, grimly seeing it over. I tell you what, Grimer there came from 2 back to just force that contest. It was Simons who was sitting under the footy. It was almost uncontested until that last second. Great job, Nathan Grimer, in that contest as the ball is going to be thrown back into play. It beats the ruck contest. And again, it's Simpkin just working the ball inside the 50. No one wants to pick it up, so kick off the ground, but only as far as Dempsey, who left it for Heppel. Heppel just assesses his options. Little small chipping ball looking for Crowley. He can't take the mark. Hams there off hands. He's got time to steady. The shot at goal is there. Well, Hams has been in absolutely everything tonight, and he deserved a goal. He kicks his first 4 tonight. He just shrugged the tackle. He had the space. He was tackled at the last moment, but managed to get the kick away from 45 and put it through. 17-13, 115 the Bombers. North Ballarat 3-7-25. We've gone 7 minutes. Final term.
Just, while Porky Hams kicked that magnificent goal, Nathan Grimer just taking a few seconds off the ground, just feeling the effects of that contest, Pete, that you were talking about. Just got the wind out of his sails at the moment.
And we say hello to an old friend of ours, Jake Keating.
Oh, good on you, Jakey.
Boundary riding. Loving your work too. Doing some very nice work with Win News.
Yes, I'll be watching Jake on Win when I go down to Warrnambool next month, Pete.
Yes, Win News in Shepparton. Doing a great job there. We wish him well. Thanks for tuning in, Jake.
Hams over the top by hand to McKernan. He's got someone spotted up. Unfortunately, it is Edwards of North Ballarat. He's in the back pocket. They decide to switch play. Rod, hard up in the back pocket. He's forced to go short. He finds the skipper in Austin. Austin switches play to the outer side of the ground. Good work there by Keeble. Simpkin hot on his ginger. They kick to centre wing. Moving the ball forward.
Good kick.
Got someone on the end of this.
Keel
wheels around, lays off the handball. Now the pressure comes. They kick to the top of the arc, and a mark taken.
It's like Marshall.
Rowan Marshall. He's done a sterling job.
He had bruised ribs, I would have thought, just clunking into J-Mar all the time. He kicked the match-winning goal last week.
Did he?
Coburg floated over the top of a pack, but he's had a tough assignment today. Just an update on Nathan Grimer too. Is doing a few run-throughs in front of us and looks to be fine. He'll be on shortly.
Rowan Marshall for North Ballarat. He's going to kick from 50, directly in front. Nice off the boot, but just to the right. Another behind of the Roosters. That moves them on to 3-8-26. The Bombers are 17-13, 115. 9 minutes in. The Bombers bring it back in.
Dangerous. Dempsey was looking to take the mark, couldn't do so. Again, the ball is cleared, but dangerously still inside the defensive 50 for the Roosters. Going to require all the tackling pressure here for the Bombers, and they're up to a 2. Heppel got hands to it from the spill, and he kicks up. Nguyen did really well to take the mark in the centre square. That could have been very dangerous for the Bombers. As Nguyen kicks across the ground. in the path of McKern. He's got 2 to beat. Can't do so. First to the contest there is Simpson.
Oh, brilliant.
He's near the boundary line, but he's coughed up the footy. Great work again by the Bombers. And as soon as you say that, they turn the ball over. Edwards is there for North Ballarat. Lost it. And now the players diving in from everywhere. Trying to create a contest. Is pushing towards the boundary line. They did really well. Needs again. The player. He's just got time to steady and he goes to Edwards who takes the mark.
Great play, Essendon.
Just looked up. Had all the time in the world. Just calm, composed. And Edwards has taken the mark.
Second, third and fourth efforts, Pete. In the original play there, it was Heppel that just reefed the ball out of the Roosters' hands.
Well, from a seemingly dangerous and desperate situation, we now have a shot at goal for the Bombers to increase their lead even further. The danger of the 100-point mark might come up here. Edwards comes in. Kick on the way. Nope, missed. Near side. So 3 out of 26, North Ballarat. 17-14, 116. The 100 points is definitely on here, Crooksy.
Oh, don't worry about that, Pete.
11 minutes gone, final term. Bombers well and truly in control here at the QEO.
They kick straight up the middle of the ground. Turned over. Comes to big Sam Michael. Handballs to Dempsey, who slips the tackle. Feeds out a handball. Goes to Edwards. He goes laterally to McNeese. McNeese goes into the pocket. He's looking for Merritt and McKernan. And it is over the boundary line out of bounds. We're 45 metres around from the Bombers' goal. Boundary umpire in place. He tosses it in. Comes out the back. Snap at goal. Close. Just across the face. That was Ashby. Another behind to the Dons. 17-15, 117 to 3-8-26.
So it looks like Bosley the man to do the kicking out now for the Roosters. Still in 2 minds. Just a chipping ball outside the 50. They fly. J-Mark couldn't get it to ground, but Dempsey comes flying through. Tackled by Lanyon. Did well. Was dispossessed. And now a chance for the Roosters. Templeton gets the handball inboard. They work into the middle of the ground now. And now go head out towards the boundary line. The kick short is good and finds Keeble, who goes for a run. He runs into Grimer, but puts the ball on the boot. Goes long and high, looking for Ewell over the back. It falls to Marshall. He's got the handball back. Keel needs to put the ball on his boot, and he does, and he kicks the goal.
That's
so Keel,
it's his first.
It is for tonight. And too little too late for North Ballarat. The highlights have been few and far between when you're this far away. 17-15, 117 to North Ballarat, 4-8-32. 13 gone in the final quarter on Essendon VFL radio. Can I give some hope to any Roosters fans listening? No is the answer to that.
I think they may have abandoned us at this point, Pete.
Well, I think the target might be trying to keep it under 100 points.
We're staying here till we get 100 in front. We're next to the timekeepers.
I've got the car keys. I'll be out. I'll leave you.
Mark Jamar is in the middle for the Bombers. Big slap of the ball. Still in the middle. Edwards over the top of it. And the umpire will come in and toss this up again. I can see Mark Jabar getting a game in the ones at some stage, Pete. With the right arm, he slaps it out. Eventually, North Ballarat get it out through Johnson. It goes to half forward, bouncing footy, and out in the full. Gee, I don't know.
And it was going to be Ashby, I think. It came off his boot.
This is Luke Keel, the goal kicker.
May as well just have a shot again. He wants to give it off.
He's right where the 50-metre arc meets the boundary. He kicks it to the hot spot. The big men fly. Comes off hands. Bombers have got it. Heppel kicks underground, looking for Yesterneeds towards the boundary line. He almost pinches it. Ball in dispute. There is a bit of a pack, and the umpire will come in and ball this up. Just in front of the Essendon VFL radio scoreboard. Comes to the back. McNeese kicks it forward. Comes over McKernan trying to run onto it.
No one
he
ahead of him.
Just holds it up. Crowley. He kicks forward. Bombers, this is Mason Redman. Now he goes in short, and he has found Ben McNeese.
Or Simpkin.
Simpkin, is it? Jonathan Simpkin has marked this. How far is he out, Peter? He would be 45 metres out. About a 60-degree angle. Kicking to the western or outer end of Queen Elizabeth Oval. No wind whatsoever. He comes in and kicks. And that is through for a behind. Another behind of the Dons. 17-16, 1-1-8 to 4-8-32. 15 and a half minutes into the last quarter here on Essendon VFL Radio.
Rod to bring the ball back in. They're not helping their 100-point cause here, the Bombers. Short into the back pocket. Mark has been taken. So, again, just North Ballarat can't get anything going out of defence. Long ball, Marshall, the front position, he flew high and early. He's going to be judged to have pushed out. Free kick going the way of the Bombers. And fair enough too. Sam Michael to take the free kick. He goes short, very short actually, to McNeese, who goes inside the 50, turns the footy over. He puts his hands on his head. Oh dear. Yeah, it was a bad error. But anyway, the ball heading up the line. Keel's got 3 Bombers to beat in the end. Can't do so, although he does well to create the contest. Second and third efforts managed to get the ball up, but he lost a handle on it. Polkinghorne on the footy. He kicks the ball across the ground. Long has been set a task. Schneering is there as well. He gets the handball received now for the Roosters towards the line. He can't pick it up. We're going to have it thrown in on that outer side. Centre wing, 118 plays 32. We've gone 17 minutes in this final quarter. Tomorrow, big game. The Bombers and the Cats. The country game at the MCG. I'm dropping Crooksy off at the MCG after this match. Marshall getting the tap down for the Roosters. Lanyon to run onto it. Did well. Just a little handball off. Over the top they go. Schneering is there. As the kick goes across the ground, Marshall, all thumped away from him, straight to Polkinghorne, who was dispossessed. Has to go back in and get the footy again. It's a hot footy at the moment. No one can take clean possession. And the umpire will come in and say, give it to me. Let's try and make something out of nothing here. Edge of the square. Defensive side for the Bombers. Nuon just pushed under the footy. Sali did well, trying to get the handball off, although he threw it out. So a free kick going the way of Joe Simons for the Roosters. Have to wait for the footy to come back. Just on the edge of the square, it's Wallace who's standing the mark. So Simons, 23rd player tonight. And 23 players in the VFL. An up and coming player. Fills that 23rd player spot each and every week. There's the kick here. Went backwards. Lanyon trying to take that mark on the edge of the square. Couldn't do so. Lost a handle on it. Again, the ball in dispute. And it's attacking side of the square for North Ballarat. 118 plays 32. 18 gone. Final term on Essendon VFL Radio.
Third man up. Polkinghorne can't get it. Rod gets it across to Shaq. To half forward. Scrappy footy in this last quarter. North Ballarat go inboard and they've got a man all on his own. It's tenacious Tommy Templeton.
A good kick too from Marshall. Just not blazing away. Took his time.
By the time he kicks this, he'll be just inside 50. Kicking to the city end of the ground. Tenacious Tommy comes in on the left boot. And he's squeezed that in.
Nope.
Wrong side of the post. Another behind of the Roosters. 4-10-34, 17-16, 1-1-8. 19 minutes into the last quarter. The Bombers go into the back pocket on the grandstand side of the ground. Ashby, been impressive.
Get that ball from Heppel right in front of his brother.
Jason Ashby on the right boot. Kicks to centre wing. The big men fly, McKernan. Good work by Hams. Underneath it, bottom of the pack. Umpire comes in and will ball it up.
Just no fear. He just wants to always inject himself into the contest.
Garsh gets a tap. Comes out to Ashby. It's an up and under. No one gets hands on it. Chaos ball. North Ballarat have got it. They sweep by hand. Oh, good work, Dons. Gets it over to Yeston Eads.
That's a free kick going back the
Free
other
kick
way to
against
Austin.
Simpkin.
Yep. Just gone into his back, I think.
And Austin for North Ballarat. It's centre half back. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? He decides to come to centre wing.
Oh.
Almost intercepted.
Yule.
Liam Yule. He goes short. They're hard up against the boundary.
Can you see there, Crooksy? Because you got the post in front of you.
I can see a dirty big post.
It's
about
Bosley there who's got the footy.
Andrew Bosley. Now he kicks it into view. Up they go. Punched. Oh, 2 bites of the cherry. Not taken. North Ballarat go forward at the back. Grimer just defensively punches it down. Nice work by Ferry. Gets the ball over. Ashby slaps it. Heppel picks it up. Evase with hands.
Oh,
kicks into the centre of the ground. Jackson Merritt.
Oh, look at this. McKernan.
Over the back. Sean McKernan. He strolls in. He takes a kick. Goes through. That is Sean McKernan's third. That will be the Bombers' 18th. 18-16. 1-2-4 to North Ballarat. 4-9-33. 21 and a half minutes. Can they get a couple of more sausage rolls,
Well,
Pete?
if they keep playing like that, I think they will. That's extraordinary. That ball over the back. Sean McKernan had the entire 50 to himself. He had no pressure on him whatsoever. He was just standing there waiting for the ball and just strolled in.
Jason Ashby just taking
As if he was having a kick in the park on his own.
There was no urgency in his entry into the
No, you sort
forwards,
of, if you're young, you play kick to yourself. You want to emulate, you just kick the winning goal.
You could hear him commentating
no one else
to
is
himself.
there.
McKernan strolls in.
1:24 plays 33, 22 gone in the final quarter. Ball back in the middle. This is going to favour him. No, outside the circles. We'll have it thrown up. So, big win coming up here for the Bombers. And this North Ballarat side. Date with the Pies next week in the AFL and the VFL. I'm getting the tap down. Did pretty well. Hams just went without it. Players diving in on top. And ball going nowhere. Tell you, El Musali's played a pretty good game. The 23rd player for the Bombers. Ball thrown up. Yuan getting the tap down. Lanyon going without it. Tackled by McNeese now. Again, the ball trapped. And right in the middle of the QEO, we'll have the ball thrown up. So, wonderful night for footy. Great that the Bombers bring these games to Bendigo. They've got such a history. Yuan coming through. El Musali did really well. The handball ends up with McNeese, who just gets through some traffic, but coughs the ball up to Shaq for the Roosters. He's on the edge of the square. He's at centre wing. He's in 2, 3, 4, 5 minds and goes to play on. Has to dodge around Crowley, who is coming the other way. The kick, not the greatest. Sets his teammate a bit of a task. Handball over the top. Austin needs to turn around, assesses his options, and then kicks wide to the 50. And they've found a player in space.
Good kick by the skipper.
Might be Simons, I think, who's got it out there. They have a shot from outside the 50. May as well. 24 minutes gone. The kick is a big one. Has he got the carry? No, not quite, but mark in front to Keeble. Ran in front. The ball dropped short. And means that this will be a shot for goal directly in front. James Keeble will kick his first goal for tonight. And another one to the North Ballarat tally. 5-9-39 North Ballarat. They are well behind in this game as he kicks his first goal for today. And the Bombers 18-16, 124. So we're just playing out time now in this final term here on Essendon VFL Radio.
Bombers lead by 85. And I think Ego will be happy with that after going down to the Tigers last week by, I think it was about 16 points or 18 points at Windy Hill. Looking forward to taking on the Magpies next week now. Ball in the middle. Bounce recall.
And they'll play on Sunday, so a bit of extra break for the Essendon VFL side.
Gosh, he's got a magnificent leap on him. Gets the hand of the ball. But it's North Ballarat that get the clearing kick. Bang. Kicks inside 50. Ball spills. Good work by Ferry, who kicks out wide. Mark taken here by Nathan Grimer. He's recovered from that earlier collision. Been impressive, Grimer, 2 weeks in a row. He kicks along the line to centre wing. Over the back. No crummers for the Dons. Now the ball spills. Umpire looking.
It's Webster under that
Ping.
footy.
And the Bombers have got it.
Redmond.
And this is Mason Redmond. He's continued to impress as well, 2 weeks in a row. Got a bit of fire in his belly. He kicks to a blind spot.
Oh, okay. I'll help you out there then. It's Eads there who just took the ball back into play and still near the boundary line. Whistle. And it's a free kick. Or a ball up. It's going to be thrown up right near the boundary line. Marshall has it all to himself. Gets it down to Rippon. He's handballed too slick, but they've still got the numbers here, the Roosters. But the ball is smothered by Dempsey over the line. And it actually went out of bounds on the full. So a bit unlucky there for Dempsey as he came through. So they're just telling the players that it went out in the full because they thought it was going to be a throw-in. I think it surprised a few people, but the boundary umpire was in good spot right next to the contest. So it means it's a North Ballarat free kick. 124 plays 39. So we play our time as Marshall comes out and takes the mark. Centre wing works into the middle of QEO. They've worked this out nicely. Have the Roosters, and taking the mark is Templeton. Head to the square attacking side for the Roosters. He goes deep into the pocket. Keel's got some work to do. The fist comes in from Heppel, pushing towards the line. And McNeese will see it over. We'll have it thrown in. 27 gone, final term. 124 plays 39. Convincing win for Essendon tonight here at the QEO. As the boundary umpire, gets ready to hurl the ball back into play. As we got it thrown in. Marshall again over the back. A quick kick smothered. Well done there by Dempsey. Here's Grimer. Just got the ball away and just putting it into the path of a player who's been sensational tonight for the Bombers. In Yeston Eads, just being worried off the footy though by Webster. Eads needs to go in again. He went over the top of Webster. In the meantime, Dempsey came in and he was pushed over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in. 124 plays 39. 27, almost 28 minutes gone in this final term. It hasn't been a goal fest in this final term. All the damage done in the third quarter. There should be a high tackle here. Dempsey laying it. Instead, player wrapped up and the umpire will throw the ball up on 50. And that player is Matt Johnston for the Roosters.
Comes in, tosses it up. Crowley gets the tap straight to Edwards. Kicks up to centre wing. Man in front. No one can take it. Butted up by North Ballarat. And that just beats him. Yep. Nick Rippon couldn't quite take that inside the line to be thrown in. Right in front of us, Garsh, Newen, Rowan Marshall.
Whistle. Free kick.
Something happening off the ball.
Yep. It's going to go the Bombers' way. And Grimley's going to take it.
Big Sammy G.
It was Bosley again.
Sam Grimley. Bang! As the siren sounds, final score shows the Essendon Football Club 18-16-124 to North Ballarat 5-9-39.
Let's have a listen to the song, Crooksy.